Destiny not even so far.
Alright, so The Editor, Astron 6's third feature-length film.
Yeah.
Which Jared and I first saw last year at Monster Fest, and it blew our fucking minds.
And it made both of our top 10s last year.
Sure did. So, shall I give a bit of a brief synopsis?
Please do.
Okay, so a world-renowned film editor who has lost his hand in a tragic editing accident is relegated to cutting up shitty, pulpy, kind of trashy movies for a studio.
Jello films.
Jello films. And when the cast of the film he's working on starts showing up dead, he finds himself as the prime suspect in a murder investigation. And I'll just leave it at that. The rest of it's all sort of kind of homage and hijinks and just
Absolutely.
fucking outrageous gore and titties and ass and how good's this film?
Oh my god, Jesus. I had never even, I'll be honest, until we talked about it the other day, I've never even heard of it, which I'm really ashamed to say because it was absolutely phenomenal. I cannot praise this film enough. It was so much better than I thought it was.
Not only are you onto this, now you'll be onto Astron 6 and you'll backtrack the cat.
That
and
is
you'll
the
see
first
how
thing,
fucking
isn't it?
amazing that
And I
is.
think you might actually have appreciation for the previous films, Manborg and Father's Day. Personally, obviously, I watched both films, so I came into The Editor being a massive fan of Italian horror films, particularly from the 70s and 80s.
Yep.
And them doing a take on Giallo really piqued my curiosity, but at the same time I had my doubts because I hadn't really enjoyed either of the previous films with Manborg or Father's Day.
Wow.
I didn't mind some of the shorts, but neither really appealed to me. I went in with an open mind on both of those, so I went in with apprehension on this.
While we're talking about that, let's quickly, just before we move on, just talk about those films.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, The Editor's clearly their best film, but what would you say is your favourite? But I guess you've answered your own question.
Absolutely. This is technically brilliant as well. Like everything in terms of cinematography, the score. It's a total throwback to the Giallo films. Like the score is just so good. It's got cues from Goblin tracks and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But if you were just to look at it with the volume down, you could easily say
really
this
pretty.
was a film of
It's really pretty.
It is that good.
It is that good.
Well, that clearly makes it their best film. My personal favourite's Manborg. I just think that's a whole lot of fun, and it was shot for $1,000 or something like
next
that.
to nothing.
Yeah.
What I'm curious of is what was your problem with the first two? Given, I mean, my only exposure is The Editor, and it is such a strong film that it seems bizarre that they could take such a massive, leap forward.
Well, I think technically, in terms of this one is the best produced, the slickest looking thing they've done. But Manborg was kind of, I guess, a throw to those 80s action sort of sci-fi films that I don't have as close to sort of...
The Eliminators?
Yeah, of course.
It's an exact take on Eliminators.
Very much kind of like, that kind of Empire meets
Right.
Full Moon type of cheap kind of production. And I've never had a massive sort of like for it, so I guess that I didn't really appreciate to begin with. Then Father's Day I felt was just... I don't know, I couldn't get past just the sheer cheesiness of it all. It just felt really... I don't know, honestly, shit. I watched it and I put it on and I kind of almost turned it off.
You know what the best gag in Father's Day was, speaking of cheesiness, is where he puts that tap into the maple tree and gets maple syrup.
No, I can't remember that.
No.
Just blanks it out of your memory.
Totally.
Well, I must say, even when I saw the poster of Father's Day, just the little trauma badge did.
The poster art was what sold me on Father's Day. The poster art was
the poster art
designs.
was really
cool.
solid stuff, but like that trauma badge.
Well, I'll tell you what, like I know it got released locally by Monster here, but the Trauma release is fucking amazing. It's 5 discs. It's just
you got to give it to Trauma. They don't have release a DVD.
Yeah, well, in this case, they went above and
They
beyond.
did. I think it's the best thing that they ever put out. And
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the
really?
film, but the production,
And Lloyd
the package
Kaufman's in
was
it.
insane.
Lloyd Kaufman's in it in
Go
Father's
figure.
Day. Anyway, back to The Editor.
Yeah.
Stunning film. What else do you want to add?
Well, I just wanted to say that you've got direct references to, Argento classics, like obviously like Suspiria with the use of lighting and the supernatural tone and the score, but even from the opening minutes, you've got like a throw to the start of Tenebrae as well. It's just beautiful, and then Fulci is referenced in everything from knives held so close to the pupil it still makes me, and that was really effective in the editor. It is played with humour throughout, but it did have some genuinely suspenseful moments.
It oozed skill, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
It's obviously guys who love cinema, not just, I don't think necessarily just the giallo stuff that they're homaging. They know cinema.
Yeah.
The script, outside of being absolutely hilarious, like seriously, laugh out loud funny all the way through, it's just really tight screenwriting.
They've taken their script and deconstructed it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Because every single punch just hits the spot.
They know what they're doing.
Even the split screens, the way the line comes down,
yeah,
like,
beautifully
it's just
handled.
so good.
And there was one
Genius.
sort of transition that was beautiful between the editor looking at his hand and it was his dreamlike sequence and then cutting in, and it was just this blending seamlessly together. So yeah, technically just stunning. But yeah, all around, this is a fantastic film.
I'd like
It
to
really
know
is.
what some of those old directors think of it.
Oh yeah,
That's an interview I'd love to have. Is all the retrospective, Argentos and whatnot, coming back and you know, there's even Mario, not that he's alive, but Mario Bava stuff is in there. And
absolutely. One thing I was going to mention too is when we were watching it, Sean said early on, obviously, is the ADR intended. And obviously, that's a trait of these particular films. When they came out, they would have Italian actors, and the Italian actors would speak Italian in the film against an American actor who would speak American and an English actor that would speak English. So you've got all these different actors speaking in their native language.
Speak American?
Speak English. Speak in English.
Speak English American.
And so you've got, but in their actual, and then what they would do they would keep the dialogue track more often than not for, the American and English actors and obviously dub the other actors. So it was this always kind of confusing thing where you go, hang on, what? Especially as a kid when you're watching on VHS, you're like, hang on, is out of sync? It's dubbed? Oh no, that's right, but that's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
So
puzzling.
it comes in and out of sync. And they've done that so carefully.
They've done it really, really well in this.
It's very well measured in just about every front. Like you say, the cinematography was the thing that really got me. Like, really struck me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, for a film that's got no budget, I reckon whatever budget they had, 3/4
Well,
of it's just
speaking
spent on
of the
filters.
budget, the way they funded this, they started with a basic crowdfunder, which if you go to fakeshemp.net, the Picking Brain section, we interviewed them just after Manborg had been released, and we asked them what their next project was, and they told us all about the editor, which at that point in time was brand new knowledge to anybody. And then they linked us with their crowdfunder, so you could go and donate. I think I did. I've got the editor certificate hanging on my wall just behind us. But they blew that budget within a week.
Oh,
right.
And then had to go and find that funding elsewhere, which was all friends and just.
What was that? What was that number?
Weren't they aiming for about 30 grand? I think it was something like
wow.
that. Yeah.
But it blew it in a week.
They blew it on all of the technical, the lighting and
that's not
all
surprising.
to get this film looking as good as it can. And I think they shot the whole thing, most of it, on a soundstage, like their own self-created soundstage. So they hired a warehouse outside of, was it Vancouver or Calgary they shot it?
I don't know, you're telling the story.
Okay, well, whatever. We'll just assume it's one or the other.
Yeah.
I think it's Calgary. Could be wrong. And they just got a warehouse and just built all the sets in there. So half of those apartments and whatnot were constructed and just
so good.
So incredible. I was going to mention too, obviously this title's releasing next week here in Australia on November 25th through Monster Pictures. And it's actually got a special feature on it called Father Knows Best, which is an interview with Lawrence R. Harvey that I did and put together, and it's going to be on the Blu-ray.
Brilliant.
But in that, Lawrence spoke about how he got involved in the film, and it was because the Astron 6 boys were fans of his work, but they couldn't afford to bring him over, so he got a convention in Canada. So he was flown over there for the convention, then had days spare where he went and shot the film.
Now, did he do the convention knowing he was going to be doing the editor?
Yeah, no, he did the convention with the intention of getting over there, so it was his paid trip to get over there. But then picking him up from the airport were like Matthew Kennedy or Connor Sweeney's parents to drive him to the set. That's how involved the family is. Every friend and family member.
That's an interesting conversation, isn't it?
Yeah, imagine just spending an hour in the car with Lawrence.
And he looks there and says, "So have you seen the Human Centipede?"
Exactly. And I think they even did the catering on the film, so there you go.
Oh, the parents.
The parents.
Oh, wow.
Everyone pitches in.
That's
completely
cool.
in love with these guys already.
And of course, I think Connor appeared in the Soska Sisters ABCs of Death.
He did, yes, that's right. And Lawrence R. Harvey was part of that film, although the producers decided to split his bit and put it at the end of the movie, where he's masturbating to the entire film.
There you go.
What, you expect me to wank to that?
No. So, do you have anything else you want to
I was
throw in
going
the
to mention,
basket?
Sue, that we're actually going to do a giveaway.
Well, that's it. I was going to move on to that. What is this
Excellent.
giveaway you speak of?
We've got 3 copies of the editor on Blu-ray from Monster Pictures, and we've got 3 copies of the editor on DVD. They've both got alternate cover art to one another. The Blu-ray's got exclusive special features, a commentary, the Father Knows Best featurette, and the Q&A from Monster Fest is exclusive to the Australian release, making it the most definitive release in the world.
Wow.
And then the DVD's got a fold-out poster of the Dude Designs art, and I think on the other side it might be Graham Humphrey's art. So I haven't actually seen it yet. We're still waiting for the copies.
Ripper.
But we're going to give them away, and I'm going to go for something simple.
Yep.
You know, nothing too cryptic. Just, we want to know, like, do you want us to, let's email this to Glenn at fakeshemp.net. That's Glenn, Glenn at fakeshemp.net, or
Correct.
Jarret at fakeshemp.net. Tell us what your favourite giallo film is and why. And then that's
Simple
as
as
simple as that.
Bam.
And on the next podcast, we'll go through and we'll choose 6 winners.
I know the answer.
Well, yeah.
你让一个我放。